Just going to do an overhand knot here, and then once I make my little overhand knot, I'm making sure that I have a little, and I want to make sure everything's flat, a little opening right here. And I want to take it around the base of the tree and try to not step on the root system, keep it protected. And this is going to be one of my anchors. And you can use, this is called a natural anchor because it's a tree, but I'm going to run this rope all the way through, and we're going to run it down to where we need to have it set up. I have this here because this is the direction in which we're going to go.
Anytime you get a clump of trees like this, I use both of them, or sometimes you get a clump of 3. It's pretty weak right in the crotch right here.
Yeah.
Trees, a lot of times double trees will break. And so, and a lot of people are like, well, they have to carpet around different parts of the things.
Them.
So really, if you want to be cautious of the tree, just be careful of the root structure, so try not to walk. Because if you look at the trees that are used the most by rock climbers, it's not really that the bark is worn up, it's that all the root structure around it is all trampled to death. So this is just a real simple around the tree.
Little overhand knot.
Little overhand knot. But there's more fancy things you can do that might have a little bit more breaking strength and all sorts of things. But for what we're going to do today, top roping, keep it simple. This could hold up your Volkswagen if you need. So I'm just going to feed it through there. Just again, you can kind of tie half the water knot and feed it through, but just keeping it easy. Just going to feed it right through. Like that. Kind of does a little bit of a choke on it, but people are like, oh, you're choking the tree. No, you're not choking the tree. You're fine. And I'm just going to whip this down towards our thing. Hopefully, I think we've got enough here. Should be. Alright. Alright, so this is one big try. Usually you can put it in the active position like this, so as I pull it, it gets larger or taller in this scenario, or I can put it in the passive, where I would just have a piece of cliff like this where my hand is. Okay. So using it in the active, it usually makes it a little easier to get out, but it also helps if you have a little bit of a dimple that this can fit in. That was actually originally designed to go on a piton scar when people pounded in pitons, it would fit in there. So the thing is, you want to make sure they can kind of fall out of place. So you got to make sure they're set really well. That looks good to me. And it's kind of got a thing back here where it can't fall and it can't go forward. So rock and roll.
Yeah, but I don't want some expert saying, they're really sloppy. There's certain things I can do with the best of them. This is not one of them.
It's coming from a really solid tree. Comes all the way down, right? Nice and flat. It goes all the way back up to your hex there, which is then tied. Could be a 12 pitch, but we tied it.
Yeah.
And then we loosely took the tail from that knot over and did another knot, just an overhand knot to the second hex, I believe you have in there, yep. And then from that hex, we have the final piece, the tail, right here, coming down all the way from the second hex, or the third point. Now I've come here, and I pinch all 3 of them nice and flat, right about where I want the top of the knot. And I pick it up. This is a little confusing part. A lot of people forget you got to take it and then kind of dress that tail, right? The tail so the camera can see it, over, and then I pinch. Okay. Come in here, great. Careful that I never let go of sort of the squeeze right at that point. Then I'm just going to do an overhand. Always squeezing that little point. kind of keep it laying nice and flat. And then I'm going to take my thumb on it here, because I can, it's convenient, and I'm going to tighten it, pulling down on it there.
And then we're all equalized then.
Yep.
So if one gives, it won't slide. It's pretty.
Yeah, oh, it's.
Do it. So what you do is take it and do a magic pack. Well, you got one like this, and then put that through, and then the idea is it slides, and then if this one breaks, it goes in the system. So, first you just use that's, well, this is wrong because it's supposed to be crazy, massive amount of pressure with crazy sector explosion that way. If you do this, like that, it'll break. Right, so you come with this, make it quick, put it through. So, now then the idea is sometimes you get 3, rather than not, to do this.
Same idea, but now the whole thing will move back and forth.
Yeah.
So basically it's just 2 magic X's.